you guys how I do my eyebrows. I'm going to be giving you info on my eyebrow routine, things that I use to create perfect brows, and what I use to fill in my brows. I know that this video is something that, you know, some of you have requested and have been waiting for. So without further ado, let's jump into my eyebrow routine. So the first thing you want to keep in mind with perfect brows is that in order to use any type of substance to adhere to your brows, you want to make sure that your brows are maintained and are perfectly shaped, because this pretty much creates a canvas for your brows. So usually every 4 to 6 weeks I wax my brows myself at home, and I use one of those Sally Hansen eyebrow waxing kits. And this is a great way to just pretty much keep my eyebrows shaped up. And in between then, I also tweeze my brows. And to do that, I use a simple, you know, Revlon tweezer. Okay. And then I also use the Clear Cell Daily Clear pads to just kind of lay my brows down and just kind of smooth them before tweezing them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I like to just gently push them over around the brow because I just want to make sure that the hair is laid down. Okay. And then you're going to go in with your tweezer and just kind of tweeze any hairs that you feel need to be tweezed. And I usually personally like to tweeze my eyebrows every week or so, because I want to make sure that there aren't any hairs, because when you are doing when you are using a gel substance to, you know, do your eyebrows, if they aren't tweezed properly, you're going to have little hairs that stick out, and you won't be able to create flawless brows, because there will be little hairs that disturb the shape of the brow when you are, you know, filling them in. The next thing you want to do before applying your eyebrows the next thing you want to do before using your eyebrow gel is that you want to make sure that you put a primer down first, because if you put a face primer down over your face before applying your brows, they will stick and stay better than they would if you just did them on a fresh face. So make sure that you put your primer on. My primer has already been laid on, my foundation is already on, and now I'm going to get to the eyebrows. So I am using the Anastasia Dip Pomade in shade Chocolate. Okay, as you guys can see, I freaking love this stuff. I've been using this now for maybe like about 3 or 4 months, and it has made quite a difference in my eyebrow routine, and it's definitely a staple if you like to fill in your eyebrows. As you guys can see, I don't have much of a brow to work with to begin with, and it's not because I squeeze the heck out of them, it's just because that's what Mother Nature gave me. So you gotta work with what you got. So because my hairs are very fine, I do like to make sure that I always fill them in, because without it, I would just look crazy with like no brows. Like, let's just keep it real. So I'm going to go in with an angle brush. You want to make sure that you have an angled brush. Okay, I picked this one up from Sephora, but there are many other places that carry them as well. And you're just going to take your brush and dab a little bit into the gel substance. So going in, following the shape of the tweeze brow that I have, I'm going to start filling out the tail end of the brow first. Very gently, you want to use small strokes. You don't want to just draw it on, you want to stroke it on so that it's nice and flattering. Okay, and as you can see, I'm creating a little bit of a tail shape. Use small, gentle strokes. kind of fill that brow in. Okay. And then what I like to do for the front part of the brow is I like to go in gently at an angle following my natural shape of my brow. And once again, just kind of lightly stroke it on. Okay. As you can see, we already have a nice outline for the brow. Okay. So I'm going to move on to the other side, and as you can tell, there's a big difference already in my face with both of these brows. So once we have the shape of our brow, I know that this part kind of looks kind of scary, but don't let that scare you. We're going to clean all of that up. Next I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Kit. I picked this up from Meijer's. You can get it from any grocery store, drugstore. And it does have 3 shades in here. There's a dark one, there's a medium brown, and then this is the eyebrow gel. But I don't use the eyebrow gel because I feel like it makes my eyebrows look muddy, and I hate muddy looking brows. So we're just going to be using this part right here. This kit is really inexpensive. I believe it's only like $5, and it comes with a tweezer, and I believe it comes with another little like spoolie to just kind of help you shape your eyebrows. But we're really just going to be using this color. I just wanted to kind of show you guys the kit in case you are looking for something inexpensive to fill in your brows, because brow products can be kind of pricey. So I'm going to take a little bit of this color here. Okay, just grab a little, you don't want a lot, and wipe it off a little bit on a paper towel. And then I'm just going to go in and just kind of fill in the top portion of my brow. The reason I do this is because I feel like it looks a little bit more natural versus the Anastasia brow, taking it all the way to the front of the brow. So I like to use powder to just kind of set the brow, the Anastasia powder, the Anastasia pomade, and to just kind of bring it inward so that it looks a little bit more natural. So you want to do small strokes once again. Taking that to the inner part of your eye where your brow naturally stops. And then also going ahead and just kind of wiping it over the Anastasia pomade to pretty much set it so that you get that perfect brow that everyone so longs for. Okay? For concealer, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me in shade 30 Cafe. Okay? And I'm going to be using a flat top brush. As you can see, it's a little bit lighter than my face. Well, actually, no, it's about the same. So this is about the same complexion as my face, but I'm going to pick up that concealer and then lightly start to go underneath the brow. And kind of clean it up. You really want to do this maneuver very slowly, because if you do it too fast, you can really like mess up the brow, which you just got finished filling in. So make sure you take your time with this. It's not a race unless you're rushing to get somewhere, but you know, take your time with it and really just kind of lightly clean up the brow. And you can kind of drag it down a tad as well. Okay. So this one is concealed and cleaned up, and this one isn't. So you can definitely tell the difference between when you clean up your brow and when you don't. We want this. We don't want this. It looks so much more professional when you conceal your brows. So make sure that you don't forget that step. You want to make sure that when you're doing your eyebrows that you want to give them time to dry. Make sure that the Anastasia dip pomade has dried. Make sure that your concealer has dried. And once all of that has dried, you can then move on to doing your eye makeup if you intend on doing any that day. Once my eye makeup has been done, I then go ahead and clean up the inner part of my brows. Y'all didn't think I was just gonna leave them like this, did you? Because that's not very cute. So I have tried using the spoolie, which is something that a lot of YouTube gurus use, but for me personally, they create a muddy looking brow, and I like for my brows to just look sharp and perfect. So what I like to do is I take that flat top brush which we used earlier, and I clean it off just a tad to remove any excess makeup. And then I go ahead and I take the front portion of it and I lightly go in and just kind of, once, you gotta make sure the eyebrow is dry now. So the eyebrow has been dried, or has dried, and you're just gonna lightly go in and pretty much scrape some of it off. I find this technique to work better for me personally versus using the spoolie, because the spoolie for me just creates a muddy looking brow and I don't like that. So this method works better for me. Okay, so you can already tell the difference between this and that. This looks much cleaner, it looks more natural looking, and this one looks more sharp and unnatural. So that's the main reason why we do this, okay? And I also like to take it in to the front portion of the brow as well, so that I really make sure that my eyebrows look a little bit more natural. And then you can either take your finger, which is what I personally like to use, or you can take a Q-tip and just kind of clean it up even more. Okay, so you can tell that this one has been shaped, cleaned up with the use of using that method, and it does look more natural versus this one, which we have not cleaned up as of yet. Hey guys, so that is how I do my eyebrow. I hope that this video was helpful in helping someone to create flawless brows on their own. I just want to say that when it comes to eyebrows in general, if you are planning on filling them in, it takes time, it takes practice. You might not be able to get it right away, but you know, you really just kind of want to keep at it and keep practicing and just find a method that works best for you. You know, it's all about how you like to wear your brows and the method that you like to use in order to achieve the brows that you like to have. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this quick tutorial. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Ciao, bye-bye!